Mind you, what I didn't do is go with a kind of A3 poster.
Can I sniff you?
Yeah, saying Steve Staunton, can I have a little sniff?
Good morning, welcome to Claret Brew. On today's episode, as we did a couple of weeks back, we did 9 things we love about Aston Villa, or football more generally. Today's show is the opposite of that. 9 things we hate about Aston Villa or dislike about modern football in 2025. Inspired by football cliches, fascinations and irritations, it was really enjoyable to go through the really niche specific things that we love about Aston Villa a couple of weeks ago on the show. Today, we all love a moan. Come on. There are some silly niche things about football that we dislike. And it's not VAR, pesky financial rules. It's really specific things. And I can't wait for Matt specifically to see what he's going to bring to the table. So let's get on with today's episode of Claret Brew. Kendrick, how's things?
I'm all right. I'm just burning up inside with things that I really hate and despise. So just
Good.
Get it off my chest. This is going to be therapy for me.
Yeah, absolutely. John, you well?
Yeah, I'm good. I presume you've gone for a red light in your background there, Dan, because you're also burning up inside.
Yeah, for the likes, I did green, thumbs up, green tick. And for the hates, I've done red, like a red cross is the visual iconography I've gone for. Thanks for noticing, John. Kendrick, you're up in the big window, first of all. For those listening, our StreamYard layout has one big window for the main speaker. So you can go first, Matt. What do you hate about Aston Villa or just football in general?
I'm seething, to be honest. And I have moaned about this before, and I probably sound like the world's most miserable, oldest, grumpy killjoy. But those "Can I have your shirt, please" signs.
Oh, that was mine as well. That was one of mine.
It's really bad, and there's several reasons. I mean, on the game against Bournemouth, it must have been against Bournemouth on the final whistle. There were little kids kind of sharpening their elbows. As soon as the final whistle went, it was a proper scramble. I thought it was like a Royal Rumble. I expected somebody to jump off the top tier of the Trinity and lead with their elbow on. Put some kid just so they could get, I don't know, Marco Bizzo's unused glove. I think it's all the razzmatazz around it. It's like, to me, they use so much glitter. It's like, do you know when you have like a strutting peacock that's flashing its tail feathers just to get attention?
Yeah.
It's like that. There's this competition. Who can find the biggest piece of cardboard ever?
It's got the best arts and crafts skills to get the attention of a player to get a shirt, basically.
Yeah, and I get that this is young children who want a memento and a souvenir and the opportunity to have a brief interaction with their heroes. So I do understand it, but I think football's created this in a way whereby, I don't know, John, I've not been to Bodymore for years, but I imagine it's difficult to get an autograph at Bodymore anymore.
Yeah, I don't allow it.
Yeah, you can stand on the road outside. Maybe there's sometimes 4 or 5 people, usually with Martinez shirts.
So it's difficult, and at match days now, I think the team always arrive on the bus, so they're not all parking up and walking past and making themselves accessible for autographs. So I get it, and I suppose as much as I hate this, I don't know, these begging letters. These very pretty begging letters. I also hate the fact that football's become that there's this distance. I'm not old enough to remember the days when you could catch the same tram as as Jerry Hitchens or whatever, or as Johnny Dixon. I don't like the distance, and then I don't like what that's created in terms of people being so needy with these begging letters.
I'll come in on this one because this was one of my 3. I do have a backup one, thankfully, but I've spoken about this on the podcast before, and I get that it's similar to my prize where it lies things. I don't want to see kids. I want to see fat old blokes having a go, and that's depriving kids of having a chance. And I get it. This is depriving kids of getting something special. But is it as special if you have to ask for it? Like the joy of you've been given something. I've never had it. I've never gone down to the front of the Trinity and got anything, and that's sad, right? As a kid, I didn't get anything. Well,
the problem is
asking for it. It's not as good, is it?
In the previous episode, I'm talking about being down at the front of the Trinity, filling my nostrils with the smell of
programs,
Raljek and deep heat. So, mind you, what I didn't do is go with a kind of A3 poster.
Can I sniff you?
Yeah, saying Steve Staunton, can I have a little sniff?
Oh God!
I might do that. I might do that in the next game. I might just do a big poster saying, "Can I have a little sniff of you, please, Ollie?"
If you're stood at the front, there's a chance you might get something anyway. but asking for it is the thing that I don't like. It just feels very American to me. I'll go second here. Scratch
Dan,
off
if anybody wants to leave anything in the comments about that, we won't accept normal comments. You're going to have to leave a picture.
Yeah. Imagine someone tweets us with a piece of cardboard saying, "Can you read out my comment on the mailbag?" If you do, I absolutely will, to be fair.
You can cancel, get Claret Brew cancelled in as much glitter as you possibly can. You can have my shirt, the one I'm wearing now from Primark.
I'm going to cross out the top one on my list and go for something else. Now, I've picked one here that I actually think, Matt, you might have gone for. So I'm going to get back at you here potentially. There's two in one here. Capitalising club in press statements is something I really dislike. And as a spin-off to that, I don't even know which is the correct one, but Aston Villa are delighted to announce versus Aston Villa is delighted to announce. I don't even know which is the correct one, but you see enough of both that I dislike it. It just, one of those doesn't sound right. But the capitalising club thing, I get it. It's an entity, it's a business, it's a corporation, whatever. It probably should be capitalised legally, and that's why they do it. But club as a noun just doesn't work for me.
Club should only be if clubs on its own. The only time it should be capitalised is if it's a chocolate club biscuit. And then I'm only really a fan of the mint ones. That I could take or leave the orange one.
I don't mind the orange, to be fair.
The R or the is. I think grammatically the is the correct way of doing it, but there's almost an acceptance. Yeah. And when I did my journalism training back in insert date here, when it was a sports, the back end of the paper with the sports, it was accepted that is an R because it's almost like, I don't know, like a collective rather than an individual institution. Now, Aston Villa is an individual institution, but it just sounds so clunky to me, or reads so clunky when I see the is.
Yeah, I think you're right. Aston Villa are delighted to announce the signing of. That's how I would like it to be. Aston Villa are delighted to. Aston Villa is delighted to announce Morgan Rogers signs new contract. Just doesn't read right. And I think that, like you say, that probably is correct, but it isn't, and that annoys me.
Yeah, I agree. All our members of the Claret and Brew club, with the capital C, is really frustrated. It's annoyed me for years gone by. And just while we're on the subject of that, and I don't think it's stadiums that have got traditional names that they then want you to call something else. Now, I get it if you move to a new stadium and it's associated with a sponsor like the Emirates Stadium. I can't think of an example here, but you've had grounds that have been called something for 100 years, and then they get some 2-bit. I think York. I'm going back a few years now, but York was Bootham Crescent, and then they got sponsored by Kit Kat, and they changed the name to Kit Kat Crescent. Honestly, mate.
That's great. I actually prefer that.
4 fingers to that. That's what I'm saying.
I love it. Okay, John, give us one of your hates, please.
The Adventures Pub / Swan and Mitre not being there anymore.
I don't even know what that is.
You don't know what the Adventures Pub is?
Huh?
You do, don't you, Matt?
I'm aware of it. I've never been in it.
No, neither I. But it was for me. I'm sure. Well, I'm hoping a lot of the Villa fans will say the same. Whenever I took the walk from where we used to park, which is as if you're going into the Holt End, so not from the big Tesco side. That was for I don't know how many years now. Maybe for at least 7 years for me, many years for others. That was always like the start of the. We're at Villa Park. If that makes sense, like turn a corner and then. It was like the final straight then, and that for me was the start of it because you'd be able to hear these chants going off in this pub, and for me, I'd never really understood this was such a thing for some people. I'm pretty sure they painted Claret and Blue, and then presumably it got bulldozed because it's no longer there. It hasn't been there for a long time now, but yeah, for me that was a real shame because that was in my childhood anyway. Supporting the Villa, that was like not a match day tradition to go in there, obviously, but just
that was like a signifier that I'm here now.
Yeah, and it's a real shame it's no longer there. So, yeah, I think more people than maybe us on the podcast will probably feel deeper than what we do. But yeah, just thought it was a real shame. So I dislike that's no longer there.
Yeah, no, I get that. I've always, for 20 years, come to the stadium from the opposite direction. So never.
There we go. Then that's
never been down there. That's obviously not true, but very rarely. So that wouldn't have been a thing. But
if you search,
I can relate to that.
Yeah.
It's the kind of changing face of Villa Park. I mean, this is my biggest fear about should we ever leave leave the blessed place completely, because silly little things for me. I used to love where the former players' car park was, which is probably where the McGregor, nearer where the McGregor statue is now, and then the club shop used to be down there. And I can remember even further back during the bleak days of the mid '80s when I first started going to watch Villa, where the club shop was like kind of porter cabin sized. It was just ridiculous, but all those trigger nostalgic memories from back in the day. So it's as Villa Park gets redeveloped and stuff, you want those little touches to stay. Not a porter cabin club shop, but you want those things that are true to the tradition and that you remember from when you first fell in love with a club.
Yeah,
you know what? I think these days, just quickly, the kind of equivalent to that would be the porter cabin fan zone. I think a lot of people will remember. Do you remember that thing that was in the middle of the car park? Because I think it's a terrible eyesore, to be honest. I'm sure it's a great time in there, but I think it's an absolute, that would be another bad for me. Sorry, but I like the idea, but I think the execution, no, not for me.
You remember when that crap little floating fun boat just managed to come to a stop?
Yeah, literally.
Okay, Kendrick, back to one of yours. Please don't steal one of mine, please.
Unless you're quoting Tennyson.
No,
I don't think I'm going to steal yours. I have. This is a usual gripe of mine again. So, Tennyson once wrote, "It's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all," meaning the pain of loss doesn't outweigh the pleasure of love. And this is an attitude. I didn't take this attitude as a young man, but the more mellow, mature, the more mature version of me that you see.
Oh yeah, when's that going to show up then?
Players who you idolised, when they leave your club, almost growing to hate them and forgetting the stuff that you loved about them. And the three examples, I would say, Dwight York, Gareth Barry, and more recently, Jack Grealish. I take more pleasure in terms of remembering the fun times and the bond that you had with that player and the entertainment that they brought you and what they did during that shirt, when they were wearing that shirt, for when they inevitably leave for another club. And I know that's difficult because we want players to have the same bonds with the football club forevermore that we do. But I just find it difficult to begrudge people when the reason that they've got this big money move that has made them rich for life or millionaires for life and that has given them a better chance of winning trophies and medals is because of the brilliant things that have done for us. I suppose you'd stick David Platt in that category as well. But yeah, and I know that there's a lot of people who wouldn't think that. Who would think, well, actually, Matt, they're not with us anymore. Why should we like them? I'm not saying you even need to like the current version of them, but to me, you still need to love the previous version of them. So the hate is that people who just kind of, I suppose, airbrush our heroes from history when they go on to kind of different things.
Yeah, I think that's fair. And a more kind of reasonable football point that I don't really have anything else to say to it. Like, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I told you I'm all grown up.
Yeah, fair. I'm going to swap back with you then. I'm going to go into the big window, and I'm going to go with the football-y one. Now, I said to you both that I wanted these to be quite niche, and what I've written down here isn't niche, but I'm specifically after the feeling of it. So it's celebrating a goal, specifically in the stadium, that is subsequently ruled out. Now, I get, we all dislike that, right? But the real specific thing of, the VAR world changes this a little bit because you know that any goal could be ruled out, but you still celebrate in the moment, might get ruled out 3 minutes later, and that's annoying. For me, it's the ones where a ball hits the back of the net, you think, could be offside, not sure, and the flag does go up, but you've already gone mental, and you sit down and you feel like that's the feeling I'm going for. It's not specifically goals being ruled out that I don't like. Well, yeah, obviously annoying, but going crazy, seeing the flag, oh God, what an idiot I was 5 seconds ago for going mental like a child. That almost like embarrassment of I've been shown up to being wrong, but so is everyone else. So I don't know why I feel embarrassed, but it's that feeling of, oh God, look at me, what an idiot.
And you can obviously flip that to good. And trust me, when I'm in the press box in an away game, when Tottenham, Son scored a hat-trick of offsides, incredible, because firstly you're saved, then also all the fans around you are still celebrating and you're there like, Yeah.
I love that for the press box from you.
Yeah, exactly. No, yeah, I absolutely agree with that one.
It's that feeling of like shame of like, oh, why did I celebrate? I should have known better.
I think we're getting better though, aren't we? I am anyway. I don't think I've seen it
Probably.
enough in the press box, but I tend to now be quite vigilant of
Yeah, that is the VAR world, isn't it?
yeah.
That
Unfortunately.
sense of anticlimax, though, innit? Could you imagine going to see, like, I don't know, Paul McCartney in concert, and he's going to do, for his encore, he's going to do Hey Jude or one of the Beatles classics, and he comes out for this big finale, and he does, like, you know, some concept, you know, his latest kind of thing that nobody's heard from his concept album, which is a bit flat and boring. It's like that, innit? You know, you've got yourself built up for that moment. Where's your energy supposed to go?
Yeah, it is that. There's not an outlet for the feeling that I've just had this thing in my brain. We've scored a goal, and it's immediately I've not been able to fulfill it through. It's that weird feeling, and I'm sure everybody listening can relate to that. You'll all have celebrated a goal not knowing it was offside or whatever, and then gone that 5-second period of
Have you seen that? Have you seen that? It's like a clip on social media. You'd see it on Instagram or whatever, and there's this lad, and he's at like some kind of, I don't know, party or something, and the DJ drops this beat, and the lad starts really losing it, going for it, and then he just does a little switch and plays something different. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen that. I can imagine it though.
I'll have to dig it out for you and show you.
Okay.
Anyway, go on.
It's the same feeling.
Yes.
Right. Okay, John, take it away, please.
This one's going to be short and sweet again, and it's quite rogue. Right, the camera angle at Villa Park, and I don't obviously watch games on TV, but right, John McGinn's goal against Sheffield Wednesday, we've all seen it, surely, like as a replay. But the camera angle, I don't know if anyone's realised this, but it's quite like low down and very much in with like the crowd.
Are you talking about the main TV angle? Like
the main TV angle? I've got them both there. Can't probably do much with it for copyright reasons. I don't know. But then I've just swapped it now to the latest game we've played, and it's much more like you can see much more of the pitch and less of the crowd. Okay. Essentially, if you just watch recent Villa replays of games, you'll see exactly what I mean. And then look at the John McGinn goal, and it's nice and flat, and it feels like the kind of crowd is with you. I don't know why I've come down, but it's like that. You're looking down on it, and you can't really see much of the Villa Park crowd, and it's just green pitch.
So it's the angle now that you don't like.
Yeah, it's not that I don't like it. The one for John McGinn's goal, and maybe even in the Championship years, I don't know. I haven't seen any other ones, but it's just much better. It feels like you're really immersed in the crowd, and you can just feel it more. Like I'm looking now, and I can see like the Ugo Ekiog banner, for example. Like I can see the big TV screen. You can just see much more of the crowd, and Villa Park just looks more alive, and I really like that.
That's interesting. I think. You've almost turned this into one of your loves there, haven't you? By picking out that you hate it, but you love something else. Yeah,
I'm a bit bad because I know that it could be so much better. All I'm looking at here is just Green and Batano. Like, it's not doing Villa Park any justice.
I think that this is a wider point about certain games feel certain ways that you'll watch a game of a different stadium, and it's like the way the camera angle is makes me feel a certain way about the game. Like some of them just look poxy. Do you know what I mean? Like smaller grounds where it's like you're looking almost like an aerial view. It's so high, and the camera pans to like when the action is towards the camera, and you're almost like looking down onto the stand. And it's like this feels really cramped, and it's an odd sensation. But I've never considered that to Villa Park. I mean, I suppose mostly because I have a season to get older, so I don't watch loads of games.
No, but just highlights.
Home games, but highlights, yeah. But I probably wouldn't notice that in a 3-minute segment or whatever. So that is interesting, the way it kind of makes you feel about the game.
I feel like we're missing out on it a little bit. Like,
no, but like that's what I mean. Your experience of watching it feels different just by where the camera is placed.
I'll text you the images that I'm looking at, and if anyone else is bothered about this, then do check it out, because I think you'll actually feel
nobody
something.
I'm joking.
I mean, when I'm at the Villa Park, I always watch games like that anyway. So I only I try to block out the peripheral. We mentioned this the other week, didn't we? Was it the Go Ahead Eagles game where it made the pitch? I don't know. Was that pitch a particularly tight, small pitch, John? Because the angle,
but it is the angle of the cameras.
It felt like the Walsall Stadium, to be honest.
Oh, well, so it probably was quite tight, but they made it because the camera seemed quite low. It made it sound like it seemed like it was quite cramped. Well, maybe that was just Gesson's first touch that made it seem quite cramped. I don't know.
One for you, Matt, quickly, before we move on. We both sit in the Trinity, which is the opposite side of the cameras. So do you ever feel weird about watching goals back and feeling like that's not how I saw it?
Probably a
There
bit
you
like
go.
I've never been
on the
brave
chat
enough to drive on the other side of the road when I've gone abroad. It's probably a little bit like that. You've just got
Don't
to
do it
kind
in
of
this country.
readjust. No, best not to.
I'm just looking at the images you
Do you
sent.
see
now.
what I
That is-
mean?
That's vastly different. I'll
Thank
show it
you.
on. I'll show it on my phone. So
And tell me it's not so much better.
that is the McGinn goal. If you position
And it's flat,
where
and
the
you can
goal
see
is, and
that you can
how
see the
much of
whole end. It looks
And
alive.
if I switch to that,
What's
you
that?
see you see much less of the
It's
the
like they're
whole
trying
end.
to. Yeah, it's like they're trying to ignore
That
the
is
stand.
interesting. Yeah, that does feel completely different.
So did they need to move the camera back down to wherever that was?
Okay.
I mean, hate's a strong word, John.
Well, yeah.
Got to milk it, on. I hate that camera angle.
No, it's fine. Niche. I like it. I appreciate it. Yeah. Back to you then, Matt. Your final hate, please, or dislike, if we're going off John's terms.
So, talking of real hate, the steps to the top of the Trinity.
Yes.
Yeah.
True.
Honestly, mate, it's so. I don't know whether you guys have ever done that walk or have done that walk recently, but I can only describe it as like trying to go to the toilet, Weatherspoons. It's so far. It's so far away, and I park 20 minutes away anyway.
So you already had to work out before you get there.
yeah.
Now
So
you're
by
on
the time I
the
got
leg
there,
raiser thing.
I'm gasping at the top of the steps, and I had the benefit of my dad being at the match on Sunday. So when my dad comes, I'll come in the lift with your dad, so you're not set up the lift on your own. But there was this young girl with a mum who was standing by the lift, and I was saying, the little girl was saying, "Mommy, why can't we take the stairs?" And I was listen, young lady, you don't want to take those stairs. It is an epic adventure. I almost felt like, I was like Sir Edmund Hillary giving a lecture on what it was like to conquer Everest. Like, trust me, young girl, you don't need to do that. I think, it's a modern, as much as I like the tradition, why can't we have an escalator in there? And then you can decide whether you want to walk bits of it or whether you want to have a breather along the way.
I completely agree. Yeah, I did this for the Lille game in the Conference League. I sat up in the upper Trinity for that game, and it was a great view. I really liked being a completely different experience. But going up them steps, I was like, "Oh, this steep, isn't it?"
Yeah,
yeah.
It takes its toll.
I was in the upper for the 18-19 season when I would be going to the championship matches out of uni and whatnot. So yeah, I've had that experience as well.
My final hate then, and this is certainly could be put out into a wider football thing, is we don't want to see that in our game and the equivalent. And this is for fisticuffs on the pitch. It's for pitch invaders. It's for pitch invasions at the end of, we don't want to see this in the modern game. No, we do. Please, TV directors and TV companies, somebody's come onto the pitch. Yes, please. I do want to see a bit of that. I mean, in some instances, I don't want to see it. Put it away. But little fights between players and stuff. We don't want to see that. Nah, we do. Why are we sanitizing some of these little things that ultimately
health and safety, innit?
Yeah, but it's all a bit of nothing. A couple of players a bit of a scrap, bit of a shirt pull, pushing the face. We don't want to see that. We're better than that. Come on, it's still a physical thing of a contest and a competition, and you fight for everything you can get. I don't like this overprotection of, like you say, health and safety. It's the health and safety-fiation. Health and safetyness of modern football. No, we don't want to see that. Pitch invaders, no.
That's the bonus of being in the stadium, though. That's what you pay your money for.
That's what I pay my £900 season ticket for, to see the bits they don't show on the telly.
I'm going to say, like, if there's a streaker or whatever, you get the benefit. Whereas the person from behind just gets cut away to the bench or something. But the flip side is the viewing fan gets to know what's going on with VAR a lot faster than we do.
Yeah.
So it is weird. It is weird, the kind of editorial decisions that
the pitch invasions and stuff, when it's going back to the dark ages. Is it people having fun because you won a game? I think it's so I don't know, just sanitized is probably the best way to describe it. That everything's got to be prim and proper, when sometimes it can be not that. Not much to say about it. It just irritates me. Start showing us things, please, TV doctors.
All right, just calm down a bit now, mate.
Okay. John, close out the show then. Your final hatred, please.
I've got two little ones, which probably make one big one. So, firstly, I want the 1982 Peter With gold banner. I need that back in the North Stand. And then just the last one. This is more related. This isn't just Villa related, but it's almost in every stadium, I think. And it's sometimes in different moments as well. But when you do the 2-minute silence for the Poppy, or for Remembrance Sunday even, it's almost as soon as the bugle is finished, someone has to scream and shout at the top of their lungs, like, "Come on!" And it's like, just can we not just? Do you know what I mean? Like someone, it's like a race to be the first one to be heard. And I just think it's not. I'm not saying it's disrespectful, but I just feel it's a bit like, all right, like just wait for the ref to blow his whistle again. And it's not a Villa related thing. It happened at Villa, but in other games as well. It just feels like it's a race to be the first to be heard, and I don't really like that. It's not just Remembrance Sunday when that happens, but yeah, just in other remembrances, shall I say, or moments of silence.
Is that the thing? The thing you hate is the kind of the main character energy.
Yeah, exactly that. It's like
I want to be the guy who breaks the silence, or I want to be the guy that gets.
Yeah. And I just don't think it's particularly respect. Like, don't get me wrong, when the ref blows his whistle and everyone goes like, "Oh, come on then," because it's like a big noise. That's fine, obviously, and I think that's good. That'd be the good thing because everyone's up. But before he blows his whistle or anything like that, I just feel like it's a bit sort of like, all right, mate, like, or whoever you are. Just chill.
It's mad. It's mad, and that's a dislike or a hate that we spoke about on a podcast. That it's probably like a 3-second instance.
But does it not get on your nerves? It's like it's literally that main character energy. It's just a bit.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
Sit down, mate.
Anyway.
Sit down.
Yeah.
Paul, whoever you are.
Exactly.
Whoever the offending person is, just don't give him a whistle, for God's sake.
Right then, gents, those are our 9 hates about Aston Villa / football in general. Some I felt easier putting the hates together. I thought it was easier to think of things I disliked than I liked. It's easy to have a moan, isn't it?
Yeah, easily. Yeah.
We could have done 90, I think.
You're a bitter man.
with his red background. Look at you.
Thanks, mate. Yes, I'll change it. Change it to purple. Thanks very much for watching or listening to this episode of the Claret Brew podcast. We'll be back again with something else in a few days. Cheers, gents, for your time.